You hear the music, you know what time it is. You see the logo on the screen. You're wondering, am I here? Am I not here? Of course I'm here. Of course I'm here. Live. Post Game Live is in the building. I'm your host, Big Mike, and we are here talking about it. Knicks win, Knicks win, Knicks win, Knicks win, Knicks win, Knicks win. Can't do it alone. We're going to rap. We're going to talk about it. Podcast Poppy in the building. It's that
Knicks win. Knicks win.
It's that wonderful time of year, man. It's that wonderful time of year when we win the first round. It's the best night of the year.
The best it's gonna get.
The best night of the year. Got my man Breezy in here as well.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
It's the best night of the year. I don't know what's going on here behind me because I'm not at no brick wall. I'm live at the Garden with the fans. That's what I'm doing right now. Live. Let's go. Knicks win. Knicks win. I don't even know what the score was of the game. I don't care. Knicks advance. That's all I know. All I know. James, are you here? Are you ready? We're not even going to let them talk. We're going to hit the music immediately.
116, 113 New York.
Don't care. We hitting the music early.
We are the New York Knicks.
Early the music's coming.
We are the New York Knicks.
Come on, Dylan.
Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Well, just like that, look who's back in the mix, straight out of New York City. It's the New York Knicks,
man. Stop hating on us. Stop hating, Dylan. Clutch City. You see James's avatar.
Yeah, until next round.
You see James's avatar. Clutch.
That man did his thing. Jalen Brunson always will bring his cape every chance he fucking can because he's the fucking man. Jalen Brunson is a dog. That's my guy. I love Jalen Brunson.
Don't let anybody tell you he's not an all first team player.
He probably will not be an all first team player.
Ridiculous.
He probably will not be, but it's okay. It's okay. Jalen Brunson's a dog. What a fucking game. 40-something points for Jalen Brunson tonight.
Yeah, I think he had 40. I think he got 40 with that last shot.
On a fucking closeout game, that's how your fucking best players are supposed to perform. Cat. That's how you fucking do it. Cat.
Because
we could get to the happy stuff. Let's get the fucking shitty shit out of the way so you guys can enjoy your win. Cat should be fucking embarrassed. He should truly be embarrassed at his closeout game. Like, he was checked out the entire fucking game. And for the Knicks to win in spite of his poor performance, taking all of 3 shots in the second half, one of them being a putback.
A putback that he just happened to be standing there.
No, it's unfucking real that this guy is the second best player on the team and was just quiet.
0 for 1 for 3. How does you take 3?
Why is he's taking 10 shots? Like, Shaq at halftime was like, there's nobody should be taking more shots than him outside of Brunson. He should be taking 20-something shots. Like, they don't have Isaiah playing. He should be on the block with Tobias every chance he gets. And I've been saying this all fucking series. Win or lose. Like, you guys won this series without playing to the true strengths of this man. Like, he just refused. I don't get it. And then once he got in foul trouble, I said, what's going to happen is he's going to foul out. They're going to put Mitch in the game. And y'all are going to win.
What happened?
And what he did, he fouled out. And all of a sudden, okay, here we go. Here we go.
Mitch is proven to be the better defensive big for the longest. He's always been the best defensive big on the team.
I've been screaming Mitch, if he could just stay healthy, could be first team all defense. If he could just stay healthy. But he's never going to get to 65 games.
But the
He's
thing is,
He's
never-
also
we
not good
shouldn't-
on the perimeter.
Yeah, we
He's never-
also shouldn't.
You don't
we shouldn't
have to be, Dylan.
We don't
to
need
get
him
that.
to be. We don't need him to be that like all team first defense and everything like that. We don't need him to be that. We just need him to be healthy.
him.
Just need him to be healthy. Can't
But
run him into the ground.
My point is, he has that capability, though.
Yeah, he's been there before.
He absolutely could be all team first defense.
He has the capability to do it, but again, no injuries. But like
But he'll
in this
never get to
series,
65.
there's no reason he shouldn't have been on the floor more.
He should have played more. I know, I think game 3 or game 4, he was sick.
He was sick, but like there's no
But
world
tonight,
where
he only had
play more.
13 minutes. I don't know why
And
he only had.
With Cat playing as shitty as he was.
Well, actually, I know why. I know exactly why. Tibbs got scared when they started the hackimage. Tibbs got scared and was like, uh-oh, let me get him off the floor. Gotta let him play through it, man.
Adversities, man. Let the
Exactly.
guys play through adversities.
Let him play through it.
That
You're
goes
like-
back
you're,
to
you're
my
scared
point.
of that, but Mitch on defense gives you so much more than what Cat was giving you.
Yeah, but that goes back to my point that I was having, the conversation I was having with Mike after game 5, right? After game 5, no, after game 4, right? That was after game 4. Me and you spoke, Mike, when we went post game live. So after game 4, I was saying to Mike that Tibbs leans on his guys that he trusts, and he doesn't have trust in Mitch being consistent from the line, and he's gonna take him out of the game because of that. And you gotta have trust in your guys, man. You just gotta play your guys and die on the sword, and he won't do that. He'll play in only the guys he trusts, and he won't play his actual lineup and his rotations and to give us a chance. Because what's gonna happen is, even in the next round, you're gonna see, just like I was saying to Mike all series, the lineups are going to shrink even more. And we already have a shrunk lineup, and it's going to shrink even more. And we don't have.
It can't actually shrink even more. They only played 8 people. So it can't shrink unless Campaign doesn't play.
We just saw it in this
shrink.
series. We just saw it in this series last game where all 5 starters played the entire second half.
Well, that was the Lakers, and that was ridiculous. Blackheart, what's up? That was quite literally ridiculous, and pretty much, I'm pretty sure, cost the Lakers the series.
Man,
Well, that and the lack of size.
Well, the lack of size is actually what
The
kills
reason.
them. Yeah, because there's no world. where
JJ having to be forced to be creative with small ball lineups with Dorian Finney-Smith as your fucking center. You can only deal with the hands you're dealt.
that was the Lakers that did that? The Knicks didn't do that?
No, the Lakers did that. Lakers did that, which is even wilder to say, because the Lakers have people on the bench. Like, you're up. Like, I cannot for the life of me understand how the Lakers at one point in the fourth quarter, I believe, was up 10. You're up. Vanderbilt is a 3-and-D guy. He is a defensive player. Just go and let him muck it up for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Like, he don't got to do nothing but play defense for 2 minutes. That 2 minutes gives Luka a rest or gives LeBron a rest. One of them can come out for 2 minutes. Probably should be LeBron, since he's 74. But, like, to not, like, I get it. They went all in game 4. They treated game 4 like a game 7, and they lost. So what happened was they had nothing left. They had nothing left in game 5, and Minnesota promptly just walked them down because there was nothing left in the tank. But I'm telling you, this could be the worst thing that could happen to the NBA. Because if they are able to use this to unlock Luka, look out. Look out. Because if Luka ever gets in shape and decides to play 12% defense,
that's not happening. I also don't think LeBron's going to be on that team next year. So
You think he's gonna
Really?
retire or get traded or sign
I
somewhere
think
else?
he's gonna get traded.
I would be stunned if that happened.
I think LeBron will allow for a trade. He'll go wherever he wants to go. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised if
where?
it's San Antonio.
But what center does San Antonio have?
Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, what are you
They're
talking about?
not good. The Spurs are not.
They're not going to trade Wemby. No. I'm
Gonna
saying for
trade.
assets. Like they have young guys on that team that one will allow for cap freedom to be able to pursue more for the team, to get depth, to get guys who would fit better around Luka. I'm not saying LeBron doesn't fit around Luka, but the contract, the age, you have to look towards the future, and then you also have to look towards signing Luka as well. So you have to make sure you do whatever Luka wants because there's no guarantee he resigns.
There isn't, but I
Because he didn't want to come here.
he didn't, but now that he's here, I mean, the funny thing is, if AD was on that Laker team might have a chance. Because AD on that team just makes them.
On what team though? You don't get that.
No, I'm saying if AD was on this Lakers team with Luka and LeBron, I'm taking them against everybody. I know it's not feasibly possible. I'm just saying I'll take them against anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a wash because
they need a center.
It's a wash because on one end you get someone that doesn't play defense that kind of disappears in the fourth because of his defensive defects, and then you have AD that's gonna possibly just be hurt and not be able to play. So it's a wash. You get the same. It's the same results, so it's a wash. The results were the same. They lost in 5 last year.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that that AD trade kind of cemented how LeBron feels about the organization.
He wasn't happy about it.
No. So this is his way out to be like, hey, you got my son here. Cool. I got my 1 year with him. Let me kind of figure out what's next for me. And I know you guys want to move on and get your future going. Appreciate the time. I won you guys a title. Do me the respect of trying to work with me on where we can go.
You think he tried to fight his way back to Cleveland to the retire there?
I don't know about fight because, well, Cleveland has a lot of assets to send to bring that. But do you ruin your team to do that for a 41-year-old?
Yeah, I don't know if LeBron fits that team.
I said
they have shooters. Yeah,
Yeah, but you think about who you have to get rid of in that trade. DeAndre Hunter, probably Jared Allen.
Do you think it's such a weird spot to be in when you're LeBron, right? Because it's like what the fan base and what the organizations of the NBA want from LeBron is to go out on his sword, go out fighting. He doesn't have the liberty to go out like how our other stars.
Everybody else goes out.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. He doesn't. I don't think he gets to go out in a welfare, like a home. Like he doesn't get.
He doesn't get the grace. He doesn't get the grace that everybody else kind of goes out just like limping on the way out of the door.
Hard, like unlike everybody else, he doesn't get the welfare tour. He doesn't get that.
He has to go out averaging more points than any other 40-year-old man has ever in his career.
Yeah, he has to go out with the intent.
He stinks, and he's not the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, he has to go out with the expectation of trying to win a championship in the season.
and it's just so not fair.
It's not fair. He doesn't get the welfare tour. He doesn't get that. He doesn't get to go out and just like play these last teams one last time.
Like he doesn't get to just go out as a role player, which everybody else gets to do.
Yeah,
literally everyone else, even Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Even Mike, they all got to be a role player at the end of their career. Meanwhile, LeBron is being asked to carry the Lakers.
LeBron, we need you to average 25, 8, and 8 at 41 years old.
You're 22, 20, like. But then when
Unreal.
you don't do it, it tarnishes your legacy. Like wild.
I don't get it. And if he does go, hey, this is my last year, like he will have to retire. The only way people will respect is if at the end of the season he's like, I'm done. As opposed to doing, hey, this is my last year, give me a pomp and circumstance. Like he will never be able to get the Kobe Bryant retirement.
Yeah.
I think LeBron very much wants that pomp and circumstance, though.
But will he get it?
Well, he will. He will.
But how do you think he announces his retirement? As a farewell tour?
I'm taking my talents to the retirement home.
Or as a, guys, the game can move on without me now. It's done. Like the Tim Duncan.
I would say I don't think he's going to do it, Tim Duncan. I think he's going to announce it before the year or maybe halfway through, like around Christmas. And then we'll know what it is.
We have the Christmas decision.
Oh, my God.
Like, or facts, I'm done. I'm done. Just a tweet, just one tweet. I'm done. Retired.
Everybody will be sitting there.
I think that'll be the only way he can go out.
Just announcing it after the year.
Yeah, just announce it after the season or right before the season starts. That'll be like the decision because the headlines will be, I wonder what LeBron is gonna do. Is he coming back? What is he gonna do? Is he gonna re-sign? What's his decision? And then he just says, I'm done.
The Shams tweet of LeBron James retiring after.
What if he gave this story to Woj to break? Oh my God.
Oh my God, James. And
not his buddy Wendy, and not his dear friend Wendy.
We would be looking at the tweet of Shams saying LeBron's retiring like we did when he said Luka got traded to the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there. We're
close. We're talking about it. Like it's real.
This
now.
is it.
Mm-hmm.
I would be way more shocked if right now he's like, I'm retired. I'm not coming back. That would actually floor me. That would take me completely out and be like, whoa, I'm real caught off guard. But I'm fully expecting the 2025-2026 season to be the last LeBron.
Yeah, I was about to say, there's no way he makes it through Trump's term. There's no way.
Unless he really is trying to see if Bryce can make it.
Man, that's a long time.
You see what I'm saying, James? There's no way he could make it through Trump's term.
LeBron should really retire this offseason, honestly.
No.
He should.
This year. He's still.
Oh my God, yo! Nobody. See, the thing is, nobody's allowing him to retire. He needs to just retire, bro.
Why does he need to retire?
Because
what more can he do?
Prove? Like, what else?
Yeah.
Just retire.
The expectation for him is not going to be anything other than he better win a title.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the thought process behind it is just like, why do you need to retire? You don't have nothing to. What do you need to retire for? You're still good. That's what most people are saying and telling him, so he believes it. And he is still good. But it's like, it's time, bro. It's just time. It's not time. It's not time as in the sense of like you're not good or you're not gonna win that last championship. It's just like, bro, it's time. You don't need anything. You don't need to prove anything to nobody anymore. For like the past 4 years, you don't need anything to prove anymore. Just retire. Enjoy your time. Hang out with your wife, hang out with your daughter.
Support your kids.
Do that already, but spend all your time doing that. Invest into some businesses, go into ownership, do all the things that you wanted to do in your 40s. Don't continue doing this in your 40s. Relax. Spend your money, bro. I know he spends it, but live life another way. Just retire. That's it. It's over. And that's the hard part that people are unwilling to accept. That is just it. It's over.
I couldn't disagree with you more.
See? And that's the
Because-
problem, and that's where the NBA is always going to be in disarray. The NBA is going to implode when LeBron retires, when Steph retires, when LeBron retires, when KD retires, implode, because like we're trying hard now to find who's next, and we're trying to find the person that's going to take the next step and everything like that. But even all these players, they're good, they're great in their own right and stuff like that, but none of them are going to be a LeBron, a Steph, a KD. None of them are going to be those guys. None of them.
That's all well and good, but like, we don't have any type of right to tell LeBron when he should stop playing. Like, if he still loves the game and still wants to play. Like,
Jordan loved the game,
but he physically couldn't do it anymore.
Why not?
He physically couldn't do it anymore.
No,
that's why he stopped.
He got injured his last year. He tore his MCL, but prior to that, he was averaging a good amount of points, almost like 30, and they were like the 5th seed, the Wizards. So he got injured, and then he decided, you know what, I'm gonna stop playing.
Because LeBron he physically couldn't do it anymore, James. So that's what I just said.
So let me ask you, you don't think Jordan could have came back after a MCL injury?
Sure, he could have.
Yeah.
But
he
at
probably
that point,
decided and say, you know what?
I don't want to
fun.
I don't want to play. He would have been he obviously just didn't want to do it anymore, not being what he was. He didn't think it was worth it. But my point is, if LeBron is healthy, which he is right now, and still loves the game,
he can love the game and say, I don't want to do it anymore.
But you're telling him to stop.
No.
You're telling it's time, LeBron. It's time. Stop.
That's Yo, LeBron, we're
time.
Good, bro.
Yeah, you're saying it's time. It's good.
We got Ben Simmons. We're good, bro.
LeBron can play as long as he wants.
I'm talking to the fans. I'm not talking to LeBron saying,
yeah,
we're good, Bron. Retire. I'm talking about from as a fan standpoint, like the fans don't want to see him retire and are unwilling to accept him retiring.
This take I disagree on. With everything being on streaming sites, the league gets covered differently if LeBron retires, because for 22 years, one guy has kind of dominated like sports talk shows and the sports cycle for it. It literally spawned the career of Skip Bayless, the debater,
Stephen A.
Smith, and all these other guys and shows, podcasts. Why we're here. Is literally spawned from LeBron getting covered and debated every day for 20-something years. There's a reason where even if the Lakers aren't good, the Lakers are being talked about. Even when the NBA season's not going on, we're still asking about the Lakers and LeBron James.
Because he's LeBron James.
The NBA is not going to know what to talk about if the polarizing figures are gone. The sports world, the pundits, they're not going to know what to talk about if the one constant variable that they've had throughout their tenures on these shows are gone. Because then what? They're going to be forced to talk about Anthony Edwards trying to pay lump sum child support?
They're going to be forced to actually talk about how good Jason Tatum is. That's what's going to happen.
They're going to be forced to actually cover the game the way the game deserves to be covered. As opposed to just making lazy takes and assumptions,
which they will still do.
Where like Mad Dog still won't recognize how great like the talent is that's been in the last 15 years.
I mean, he doesn't even acknowledge Shaq, so like I don't even take Mad Dog's basketball take seriously.
So it's like it's very tough for like Giannis clearly would have been great in any era, literally any era, but for me like he wouldn't have been because Dr. J. Dr. J would look at Giannis like, what the fuck? What the fuck? This guy's bigger than me, stronger than me, faster than me, and can do everything that I could do?
Jumps higher than me. What am I going to do with that?
50. Like, they got mad because LeBron was like, no, we would be killing them. Yes.
The lazy takes of LeBron wouldn't be good in the 90s.
LeBron would be a terror.
We saw a worse version of LeBron in the 90s, and he was awesome, and his name's Scottie fucking Pippen.
Like
Now imagine a better version of Scottie Pippen in the 90s, and Scottie Pippen was a top 5 player in that era.
LeBron is. I know it's going to sound crazy. LeBron's averaging 30 in that era. 30. Because as much as they say, oh, they'll get to be physical with LeBron, LeBron will get to be physical with them. And that's where
Mike
LeBron
had to
wins.
put on the muscle to do it. LeBron came in with that.
Like, LeBron's averaging 30 in the 90s. And I don't even want to talk about the 80s because that's not even a conversation to me. Like, they thought Magic was something crazy.
Wait till you see a better Magic.
Wait till you see Magic on steroids.
Like now take Scottie Pippen and Magic Johnson and then make them one person.
Yeah.
And then you
it's
have
LeBron James.
You have LeBron James. And now imagine putting that in the 80s with illegal defense. And LeBron is torturing them.
The cool thing I think you get out of the coverage of the NBA now is you get the end of an era. Like basketball gets to kind of evolve completely and move on from the older stars to define their own era with those stars being out. Mm-hmm. And I think the guys that are retiring on their way out will end up getting more flowers because of it after the fact.
After the fact, yeah.
Hopefully,
I hope so. Honestly, that's usually how it goes.
Because we're at a crossroads with this era of NBA where like we don't know what it looks like after these guys are gone. And we see it with All-Star Weekend. We see it with all these things that they try to implement. And it's on the shoulders of the guys that are here. Like, once, like, the picture, I got a picture sent to my other chat of the era that's on its way out. And it was like Kyrie, Jimmy
LeBron,
Butler,
Paul George.
Kawhi, Paul George, KD, Jimmy Butler, all those guys. Once those guys are gone, it's like, man. I mean, we got a good crop of players, but it's like, what do they contribute to what the new NBA looks like? You know what I'm saying? And that's what the scarcity is. I think everybody's afraid of what's to come of that because you don't know what you're gonna get from it.
I'm worried about the not really. I guess you'd say the culture of the game.
Yeah.
When that's done, when like the integrity that comes from this generation of just like winners and guys who really took what Kobe's era and Dirk and Tim and Kevin Garnett and all those guys, they kind of took it and ran with it. Mm-hmm. And were great and forced to be great.
Yeah, I mean, like there are now granted, there are some guys that I feel comfortable with it, like Shea. He gives off that his personality of how he talks and post game interviews and his fashion. He's kind of like wrapped into one, but it still feels like it's like something else is still missing. Like I guess maybe if is it the superstar?
It's the charisma.
Element? It's the drama. Maybe.
I don't even think it's the drama. I think it's the charisma and the personality. And then on top of it,
if he's missing that superstar element because he has the game, he says all the right things in post-game interviews. Now he has a sneaker and stuff like that. The points and everything are starting.
Everything just seems manufactured.
Yeah, it does. It does. So, and it's like it just seems like he's missing the superstar element. And then you got Ant, who has the superstar charisma and everything like that.
But it's just a piece of shit.
He has too much shit going on.
It's just a piece of shit.
Other than that. And he also don't give a fuck. And it's the same with Ja. It was like, and now Ja is at the point where like now he's starting to take a step back from the guys that are starting to take off, even though he's still very, very good. It also you can see the separation between like him and a Shea or him and an Ant or him and a Joker. You can see them starting to separate themselves from like a Ja Morant and stuff like that. So but we still don't see maybe we don't see it until after these guys are gone because they still are like so highly touted I think that we won't see it until after this era is gone.
But then you get guys like Jason Tatum, who's like has it all, but is just as fucking bland as you could fucking get.
Yeah, very blah, but yeah, because he does like the Gilbert Arenas bit that he had on the Stephen A. show when he was like, yeah, Antetokounmpo, what do you think about him? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, what do you think about him? Tim Duncan, what do you think about him? And he was like, they were lining up the accolades, and he was like, the only person that have done these things like those guys is Jason Tatum, and he's been in front of us. That's the face of the NBA. He makes sense, but it's something about he's missing that superstar element, charisma that people want to look up to. Like people look up to his style of play. People like his sneakers. Like I like his sneakers a little bit, the Jordan brands and everything, but he wins and everything. His points are there. Like him losing that hitch in his shot this season and going crazy from three this year was an extra step for him for me. But he's still missing like that, that I want to be like.
Is it dog
it's dog and personality? I
or
think.
Is it drama? There's no drama. Everything seems
because
everything seems easy for Jason Tatum. Everything.
No, it's not. It's not drama.
Everything's easy. So
it's not drama, but it's also it's that generation as well. Like because that generation, if he had that superstar element, what the generation is saying to people like that. Why you aura farming and stuff like that? They just don't believe in it. They don't believe in it, so they don't give off that.
Because his genuine personality is just like milquetoast. Just like he's a hooper. He hoops. He goes home. He does his thing. He's a dad. All that shit. Nothing else about him is just like extravagant. You don't need the drama because LeBron has been, again, in the league for 22 years. What drama does he have?
Comparing him with MJ. That's the drama with LeBron.
But that's nothing he could do about that. That was thrust upon him. Right?
I think with Jason Tatum, he just has to deal with the hate. That's his drama. Like, and nobody wants to be the face of the league.
Yeah. Nobody wants it. Nobody cares.
Well, I just don't think they want it because they saw what happened to LeBron.
And then the guy, like, I also don't think they're going to allow a foreign player to be the face of the NBA either. It's got to be an American-born player.
I think they do it if we get a player that wins more consistently. Because it would have been Joker if he would have went back to back. It would have 100% been Joker. I don't
even think it would have been that. I think if Joker kind of cared a little bit, cared a little bit more about that type of stuff, it would have been that.
But that also goes back to the superstar element with charisma and personality. Like it's like these are elements you have to have. It's like with hip hop, you got to have the key elements in hip hop, like what they say, graffiti and personality and MCing and DJing and culture and kung fu as well. That was the other element that people like to leave out. But like these are elements that you need to be considered anything in these like arenas. So you gotta have these things. You can't just have basketball speak for itself anymore. That doesn't, ever since Jordan, that's not enough anymore. That's it. Like you can't just have,
if we're talking about just basketball speaking to yourself, no basketball speaks more than a 3-time MVP, a finals MVP, and an NBA champion more than Jokic. It's just he hates his job. So it's like, how do you put the guy who hates basketball?
Which is crazy because I think that was also just like something that he adopted, because in the beginning he was a happy guy playing goofy. He was goofy, all that. Like he had personality, him calling himself the Joker, him saying, "Why are you so serious?" He was building that, and then it kind of adopted this like, "Oh, I don't care" thing.
I think it's because it went from having fun to he started treating it like a job. And it sucked the fun out of it because you end up becoming so competitive. You don't get to this point without you being super competitive anyway. But it gets to a point in your career where you're like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I need to be great. I want to win. I want to do this. And this is no longer fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I think even Kobe got to the point where, like, when Kobe was at his peak, basketball wasn't fun.
No.
It was work.
I think it was work for him pretty much until the end.
Yeah. It was
Like
work.
he loved the game, but I think Kobe loved the work and he loved the work of the game more.
Yeah.
Like I can't speak for him, obviously,
He
but
loved
I think
it. Came off as if he loved the challenge.
Yeah, more
he
than he
loved
loved
the grind.
Game. Yeah,
he loved the grind.
He loved the grind more than he
Where
loved
Jokic,
the game.
I think, he loves the game. The grind is part of it, and he doesn't really care for it.
He doesn't like the grind.
He doesn't care for the grind. He just wants to play.
Yeah, it's annoying to him.
Yeah.
All the extra stuff, talking to the media, going to practice, like that stuff. He's like doing interviews. He's like, but playing the game, I very much think Joker loves playing, though.
Yeah.
I think he enjoys playing a lot.
Because again, like, there's really nobody better.
I think he's the best player in the league. Yeah, like I said, Giannis is in the conversation. Giannis is absolutely there, but
and I think Giannis will be the de facto until anybody says otherwise.
Until he's not.
Until he's not.
What, face of the league?
Yeah.
No, the face of the league or second best player or however you want to. Because I think if Giannis could get to another conference,
if Giannis goes to a big market, it's going to be him until it's not.
Yeah, I mean, he has the elements. He has superstar. He has sneakers. He signed a Nike. He has a championship. He has accolades. He has his dad jokes. You know what I'm saying? And he is, believe it or not, he is good in post-game interviews, whether he's it or not.
He has it all.
He says the right things. He does the right things on the court as well. Even when he presses reporters, that whole like, yo, you gotta ask the right questions or you gotta go, bro. That was still good.
And he almost beat up Tyrese Halliburton's dad. So he's right there. He's right there where you need to be.
I just want to point out. Oh, go ahead. Finish it.
And again, he gets to a bigger market where all that could be blown up and whatnot. Yeah, he's gonna end up going to Brooklyn, and the league's gonna love him even more because he's gonna be in New York. He's already in New York right now.
Look at the blah talk from Dylan.
I hate the motherfucker.
Give some energy, Dylan.
I hate the motherfucker. But like, he's going to be the de facto face league, and I have to sit here like
you gotta go to Brooklyn.
It's gonna be so annoying to have to deal with that.
Such a fraud.
I hate him. I hate the man.
I just want to point out that James Harden is doing 23 points in the third quarter. I love every second of it because
you think he's going to decline in the fourth, Mike?
No, he's going to have a great game tonight, and he's going to lead the Clippers.
Oh, he's going to suck at Game 7,
and he is going to have a horrific Game 7. And I'm going to be sitting here saying, I told you so again, because like I've been saying, if you've been following us on Post Game Live for about a week now, I've read the script. I've seen this story before. I know how this is going to play out. It's playing out exactly how I figured. The only variable in this is Kawhi is healthy. So I don't know what Kawhi I'm going to get in Game 7. But I know James Harden is going to stink up the joint. I know that.
James, do you know about him calling Zubats the Joker Whisperer?
Yes, he does.
Yes, I do, and I am on board.
No, James, no.
Because when we did Post Game Live a couple days ago, I was like, I'm sorry, you said what? And he's like, he's the Joker Whisperer. I was like, is this like akin to when Ruben Patterson called himself the Kobe Stopper? And nobody knew what I was talking about. And then I proceeded to look up Jokic's stats for the series. And I was like, man, he's doing a real good job of fucking stopping Jokic. Jokic is only averaging a fucking triple-double on fucking good shooting.
It's about when it's happening. It's about when it's happening.
And James, what he won't tell you is that Big Zoo is averaging a double-double. And
you're changing the narrative.
Joker whisperer. Big Zoo is out here.
When you say shit like that, it does. That changes what the meaning is. The Jokic whisperer would be, oh man, he's really got Jokic under control. Like he's got Jokic right where he wants him. I don't think Zubac has Jokic where he wants him.
There's context. It's just like how Iggy got Finals MVP.
That's what I think.
And the reason why he got Finals MVP is when he got his stops on LeBron. Not saying he stopped them the entire time because he averaged a triple-double in the finals. But when he stopped him on game-winning plays and got strips to stop them from scoring and going into overtime or winning the game. Those were meaningful stops, and when they happened, that's what we're talking about. So if Zubac is having a decent series as well as Joker having a good series as well as stopping Joker in meaningful points, that matters.
It matters, but in the context in which Mike is speaking, call the Jokic whisper, that's not saying Zubac isn't having a good series. That's not what I'm saying at all. But to say, oh, he's got it right where he wants him. Yeah, he's averaging a double-double. He's having a good series. But he's also getting cooked.
I think they're battling. Cooked. I don't think he's getting cooked. I think they're battling because
Jokic's averaging 28, like 13 and 10.
We see Jokic getting like a fadeaway jumper to tie the game, right? But then we see on the other end Zubac boxing out and getting the tip in. Now that doesn't look like it's against Joker, but he's battling and he's right there.
He's doing his thing, yes. Yeah. But again, Jokic is averaging like 28, 13, and 10.
Hey, man.
And fucking Zubac is averaging what, like 15 and 10, 15, 11?
What's his average? I mean, he averages close to like what, a 12 or 11 this season, and still a double-double guy throughout the season. He's keeping his numbers. He's not disappearing.
Yeah, but to call him the Jokic whisperer,
yeah, man,
that's a lot. You could say the guy's having a good series without fucking saying, oh, he's the Jokic whisperer. That's just insulting to both people. That's Ruben Patterson calling himself the Kobe stopper because he stopped him in practice a couple times.
Big Zoo. Give him his props,
man.
I am. He's doing his thing, but it's just not fair to him. Just like I was saying yesterday for fucking the Raider fans to be comparing Ashton Genty to fucking Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders. That's not fair to him.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
He hasn't played a game.
And if he were to fucking run for 800 yards and 5 touchdowns, that's a good rookie season. But everyone's going to be like, that's not Barry Sanders. That's not Emmitt Smith. Shut up.
Shut up.
Dumbass motherfuckers, man.
Yo, man. Shout out to Jalen Marquise Brunson, bro.
Man, you hanging the banner, not the Hawks, Heat, or even Indiana. It's the Knicks. Back on pace.
I just wanted to throw that hockey horn in there because my hockey season's over. So
I was about to say, why are you playing that?
My hockey season's over, but
there we go, Pat Bev.
Why is Pat Bev? What's happening here?
You like that, Dylan?
Gee, I was like, huh?
Pat Bev in the Knicks jersey with the belt the ass.
Listen.
Is there someone on the Pistons he doesn't like?
No, this is versus the Hawks series when the Knicks won.
Oh.
I mean, a Hawks game when the Knicks won.
Oh, wow. My TV's muted. I didn't see it. I thought Russ was doing some wild shit. But it's okay.
No, Jokic is getting pushed in his shit.
So can we talk about this shot? Because my goodness.
Snatchback.
Oscar Thompson, who's done such a good job, as good of a job as you could do.
Decent job. He's been a pet.
When you say decent, that is so undermining what Oscar Thompson has been doing this entire series.
So explain to me how it's different than Dylan. Because
when you say
he's done
such a good job
about Zoo. You
Yeah.
gave me this whole speech about Zoo. Jalen
But you don't
Brunson
gotta
scored
you don't gotta
30
play
in
into it, Mike.
every game except for one game, Dylan.
You don't, but
So
you don't
how
have to
good did
play
he
into
do?
it. You could prove your point, but you don't got to play into it because that's what you do. You're playing into it now, like, he did a decent job. When you know he did better than a decent job, give him
Exactly.
his
That's
flowers.
my point. That's my point. Like, he did as good of a job as he could do as a what?
Mike pisses
third
me
year
off with his
player?
fucking Mike, his Knicks fan. Oh my god, like I'm a Knicks fan too, but my god, yo, Mike,
Show respect where it's
God.
due. Like, Austin
it, like,
Thompson's
it-
been
it-
his
So-
third year.
So then be consistent and
You
say
can-
that
you can be
Zubac,
the-
I'm not talking to
Jokic
you.
Whisperer
Because
is
it's the
different.
same. It's the definition that you gave to debunk it is the same thing that we're doing right now.
Am I calling Austin Thompson the Jalen Brunson Whisperer?
The argument that you use.
Am I calling him the Jalen Brunson
But
Whisperer?
he also said that Zubac is doing this thing.
Exactly.
Also, he had a good series. He had a
You
he
no, no,
did-
you
said
He did a
played
decent.
defense.
He did a decent job guarding Jalen. Jalen had 30 in 5 of 6 games. He did not have a good time guarding.
he
Jalen.
did
Jalen
about
had
as good of a
30
job
in
as
5
anybody would
games.
have.
He didn't give him a hard time playing in full court.
He had
Making
30
him foul
in
bait.
5 games.
Listen.
They took him out
Oh my
defensively.
God,
They
Mike.
took him out.
He had
James,
5 fouls.
Yes.
because he can't guard him.
Foul bait, bro. Come on now.
Well, okay. So
Oh my, I give
Okay,
up.
cool.
I give
So
up.
cool.
Don't ask me.
No,
anymore.
you got it. You're right.
No.
You're right. He did a good job.
He
Did a
did
good
as
job.
good of a job as anybody in the NBA would have in that situation.
Mhm.
You think anybody in the NBA is clamping Jalen Brunson?
No.
Why don't we just fucking end the post-game live, seeing how we can't properly give anybody credit for anything when it's against our team? Downplaying what Austin Thompson did, just like he was decent. That's not
He was
fair to
decent.
fucking anybody.
He did a decent job guarding
That's
Jalen.
Fucking
That's
wrong. That's
So-
wrong because you said nobody would clamp him, right?
Did he get clamped in this series?
No, and I'm not saying he did.
So
I'm
it's-
asking
so
you,
what are
would
we
he have gotten
doing?
clamped?
What are we doing? Did he get clamped?
He played as good defense on Jalen Brunson as anybody would have.
So Jalen's going to average 30 against Boston?
Probably.
Okay.
Would it surprise you if he did?
No.
Exactly. So what the
But I'm
fuck
not
are we doing?
But I don't expect him to.
The thing is, I do. Because he has shown every year in the playoffs as a Knick that this is what he has to do. And he will do it. And it wouldn't surprise me in the least bit that he averages 30 in the playoffs.
I think Jaylen Brown is going to play just as aggressive defense on Jalen Brunson as All-Star Thompson did, and he's going to be in foul trouble against Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Jaylen Brown is going to be in foul trouble against Jalen Brunson. He is. He's going to be in foul trouble. But he's going to play hell of a defense and make it tough on Brunson. And Brunson may still score 30 because he's going to get to the line. He's going to make his tough shots. He's going to be there. Maybe he shoots us out the game. Maybe he wins games. But this is the trend of how he plays. That's how he plays. So adversity, it doesn't really stop anything because you can only contain him, not stop him. And the thing is, even as good as a defensive player Jaylen Brown is, he's going to be in foul trouble guarding Jalen Brunson. Still.
It's superstar shit. Superstars do superstar things. It's just going to happen. Austin Thompson did just as good as fucking anybody in the NBA would have. And I think for him to be as a third-year guard, third-year player, and the first year on a winning basketball team, for him to be as important as he was in this series, that kid deserves all the props in the world.
Full court defense.
All the props in the world. So to say he was decent is underselling what he did.
Full court defense, and the only way he was able to get off besides that last play was to get a little bit of space with a pick and roll. Because All-Star was going through picks, going over picks, being right in front of him. He was making it very difficult for Brunson. Very difficult. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
But I guess because I said Zubats is not the Jokic whisperer, it's not the same. It's the same thing.
Did a good job. So he did a good job. It's all there is to it. No need to argue it. We'll see what Jalen does in the next round.
And then if he does a thing, because again, the Knicks don't win playoff games unless Jaylen Brown scores 30. Because we have a couple years of playoff performances that show that exact thing.
Like, I don't know how we gauge it, because if he did a good, well, you said he did as good a job as anybody in the NBA would. So I guess we should expect a better defensive team and better defensive players. Because would you say that Jaylen Brown's a better defensive player than him?
Sure.
So then Jalen should average less.
He should, but again, superstars do superstar shit, and find me a player who steps up to the occasion less than Jalen Brunson, or more than Jalen Brunson does. Do you remember that last time you guys played Boston?
A couple of weeks ago?
Yep, where Jason Tatum hit that game winner over OG, or the shot to force overtime against OG Anunoby.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say to me?
I don't remember.
You said, that's just a superstar move.
That was a superstar shot.
Jalen Brunson is the embodiment of superstar shot. Is he not?
He is.
Tough shot taker, tough shot maker, good defense, great defense, better defense. It don't matter. He getting his shit. He has proved that in many a series. But I guess me giving props to a defensive player is taking away how good Jalen Brunson also is.
I stand on it though. I think as good as Jaylen Brown is, he will also be in foul trouble just like Ausar Thompson was. But I don't think we'll be saying he did a decent job when it comes to Jaylen Brown.
It'll be the same scenario here. It's just Boston has more bodies to throw at him, and again, I still think Jalen Brunson's going to end up fucking averaging 30 because he's going to have to. And then all you're going to get from me is I'm going to end up rooting for the Knicks in this series just so Jalen Brunson scores 30 every game, and I sit there and I say, hey, Mike, look who's got 30 again.
So what's the parallel? So did Schroeder do a good job on Brunson? Because he did the same thing that James just described. He picked up Jalen full court every time he was in the game.
I thought Schroeder had a good series defensively too.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. I said, did he also do a good job guarding Jalen Brunson?
Yes,
he did as good of a job as he could do. Yes,
you've been saying you've been saying to me all series, Mike, that
he's been a pest. That he's done a decent job. I've been saying the same thing.
No. You didn't even say decent to me. These past few games, you know what you said? He's been making it tough for Brunson.
Yes.
You didn't use the word decent. Saying and making it tough and using the word decent are not the same things.
Because Jalen was still hunting him. He can make it tough. He can make it tough all he wants. But if he does a good job, then he's stopping Jalen. He can make it tough all he wants and be a pest and a nuisance all he wants. So still scoring on him.
So let me ask you. So when Ausar Thompson got the 24-second shot clock violation on Brunson, getting a stop, would that be playing good defense or decent defense? That's good defense. And that is not the first time he done that because he did it last game. Now, is that decent defense or is it good defense?
You're going to point out 2 possessions in a whole game and say that's how we're going to equate it?
He's been consistently good against Brunson, even though Brunson is a good defense, better offense, right? It doesn't negate that he's still playing good defense because he has better offense. It doesn't take that away because he has better offense. Good defense is good defense, Mike.
Okay. Good defense. I take it back. Played good defense. Held
Like,
them.
just because a guy
held
who's
them to
a
30.
tough shot taker,
Good
tough shot maker
defense.
makes a shot, that doesn't mean the defense is bad.
I
Does
didn't
it?
say the defense was bad.
Yeah, but
I
it's terrible.
But I never said that.
But
Both
you're
of
saying
y'all
decent.
are being very literal. I never said he played bad.
Because decent
not
has
one
negative
time.
connotations to it.
I never said that. I said he
didn't say
played
that.
decent defense.
Yeah, he didn't.
Decent
he didn't
has
say bad.
negative
He said
connotations
decent.
to it.
So listen. The reason why we're saying negative connotation is because we said, nah, he did better than that. He said, nah, he played decent.
He played
And we're
decent,
like, all right,
decent
Mike, come on
defense.
now. Would you say Tony Allen plays decent defense against Kobe Bryant? Because Kobe Bryant would say he's the best defender he ever played against. But
Kevin
Kobe
Durant,
Bryant
too.
busts Tony Allen's ass. But he played good defense. Now, I'm not saying that All-Star Thompson is Tony Allen. But in context is what I'm saying.
Oh, now we use context. That's cool. Like I said, that's cool. You got it.
Right.
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Yo, shout out to the Knicks, man. The Knicks
That's
did
cool.
a good job.
Yeah, Mike's already
And-
wearing his fucking
and-
orange and blue
yeah,
glasses. Let's just
because-
keep it going.
Anytime I say something good about the Knicks, I'm shitting on teams because it's the Knicks. But then when we look at it, well, who cares? Who cares?
Mike,
You're just being a
you could
homer.
do both. That's the thing. You could
Yeah.
pick up the Knicks while also giving credit to the guys who did their fucking thing outside of Cade.
But me saying that Tim Hardaway stinks when Tim Hardaway had a horrible series is me being a homer.
I'm not arguing Tim Hardaway stinks.
Because Tim
I'm
Hardaway
not arguing Tim
stinks.
Hardaway stinks.
Tim Hardaway had a bad series.
No, but the thing I will argue is you say Tim Hardaway has no impact. That's not true. You could stink and still make an
The
impact.
game that he had
The game-
7 threes. You telling me he
that
didn't have any
specific
impact?
game, he
That's the game
did
we're
not,
arguing.
James. He did not.
Okay.
He did not.
You
Because
also can't say a guy who
you
made
keep-
7 threes doesn't
You
have an
can,
impact.
but you can. You know why you can, Dylan? And I broke it down because he got it in a 2-minute spurt, and then
Still
didn't do
happens.
anything for the rest of the. But the spurt that he had took the game from 17-11 to 20-17. That does not do anything. James
Well,
is trying to
Beasley-
tell me that the Knicks were about to run away with the game at 17-11. To me, makes no sense. That makes no sense.
Oh, James is gone. Did Malik Beasley have impact on the game today?
Today he did
Why?
because his spurt in the second quarter.
It was in the second quarter.
Second quarter because the Knicks played better in the third. In the second quarter, his spurt flipped the game.
His spurt happened in the same amount of time
No,
that Tim Hardaway's did, like a 2-3 minute spurt for
Exactly.
it. It just it started to run.
But there's a difference from the game being 5 minutes old and the game almost going to halftime. That's a different part of the game.
But it's still you still have to get the score these points and make a difference. Like, it's not like he's sitting here scoring and the game's already over. He's scoring these points when it's a competitive part of the game. No impact would imply if he's going and let's say the Knicks are up 20 and then he's in there with the final 2 minutes doing his best finesse impersonation.
And still, Dylan, my whole point to the whole argument was Tim Hardaway's little spurt was empty calories.
It's not.
It was empty calories because he scored 2 points in the entire second half in a tight game the entire second half. There's no impact to the clutch part of the game. There's nothing.
But
But
you're
you're
minimalizing.
This goes
you're
back to the
minimalizing
conversation
it
that we had before we started going, where I think we're gauging clutch for role players the same way we're gauging it for superstars, and that's not fair. Because his impact of the game is going to be in a different portion of the game.
Yeah. It's
So
gonna be
for him to have hit all those threes in the first quarter in a moment where the game is competitive, you can't say that those are not impactful points because that's an important part of the game still. The game is still within reach and is in a competitive state. It's not
But
like
here's- But his job, his role is to still do that and help them throughout the game, not just a 3-minute sprint in the first quarter. They depend on him to do that throughout the game. That's why he gets so many shots in the second half, because they're depending on him to play his role and hit those wide open shots that he did not.
If your argument is that he stinks, I'm not going to fight you. But to say the points that he scored, where he scored them, had no impact, that's not responsible. Again, because that saying, oh, empty calories, that's like saying, oh, he scored 40 in a fucking 25-point loss. Those are empty calories. Oh, he got playing time, like Bronny. Most of his points where he scores over 10 points are empty calories because those games are out of reach. That's empty calories. Like the game would not have been impacted at all if Bronny played or didn't play.
My thing is, right, when I was arguing his points in the beginning of the game was the Knicks were going on a run. And when he scored the 9 points in the first quarter, that kept the game within reach. Those points are impact points, because if he doesn't score those 9 points, we continue to push the lead and push momentum. Every time we were making a momentum push, he hit a 3. And then when we get the ball back, we probably lost it or something like that. He got the foul and got the other 3 points. And then we started to make a push for momentum, and then he hit another 3. And that was his
that
game
quarter, right? That you're talking about, that is not how that happened. That is not how that happened.
So even if you tell me how it happened, Mike, during that time of when those points happened, it's still impactful because the Knicks were trying to make a distance between the two teams and lead-wise. We went over this.
We could argue the Tim Hardaway Jr. stinks thing. Like you could have that.
I think he stinks too. And the same goes for and the same thing goes for Beasley, right? When you were saying, oh, empty calories, whatever, front runner, whatever you were trying to say about him, right? My thing is, I kept saying we need to be counting our lucky stars, right? Because he was second in the NBA 3-wise, and if he was second in the NBA with made threes. That's not a fluke. He did that over the course of how many ever games he played this season, right? And him having a bad series, we should be saying we're lucky he's having a bad series and not able to score these threes, because even this game, he had 20 points and then he happened to ball over in the last seconds. If he hits another 3, are we going to still say he's a front runner, or is he playing up to his responsibility that he's played all season?
Actually,
I know Rex going.
Actually, Malik Beasley is exactly what I said he is. Now, me and Dylan off air argued about if front runner is the correct term for what Malik Beasley is, and I will concede maybe front runner is not the right term.
Okay.
But Malik Beasley is exactly what I said he is.
What is he?
Because all, and you can go look it up, all of his shooting numbers in his career go down in the playoffs. All of them. What he did in this series is what he's done in his career in the postseason, which is have a good regular season. He is a 39% shooter from 3 in the regular season in his career. He is a 33% three-point shooter in the playoffs. My point about Malik Beasley is still the same. Whenever you put pressure on him, he folds. When the moment gets big, he folds. And the numbers are consistent with that. Anytime he's in a big moment, big game, he folds. He had the biggest moment of the season right here, and he let the ball go right through his hands. It's the same thing.
What's the difference from his play and Mikal Bridges' play?
Mikal Bridges is flirting with that right now. He's flirting with it.
But all I said was, what was the difference between his slip of the ball versus the Mikal Bridges slip of the ball?
Because Mikal Bridges has hit big shots in the fourth quarter in pressure situations in the playoffs in this series. Multiple. His tip-in with 30 seconds to go, low-key, might have won the game. Because that miss, if Detroit gets the rebound there, now we have to foul. well, maybe we don't have to foul. It's like 30 seconds left. We'd have to get a stop. But that tip in that tied the game led to us getting the stop that led to Brunson killing Thompson to get the win. But that tip in by Bridges was a big play, and Bridges also hit a big shot with I think a minute 50-ish to go. I'd have to look. He also hit a big shot in the fourth quarter.
Hey,
You tell me when Beasley did anything close to that in the fourth quarter or a moment like that. Tim Hardaway actually hit a big shot in the fourth quarter
just
tonight.
about to mention it.
Tim hit one.
To mention it, and we
Good for
talking
Tim.
about not.
Tim hit one.
Tim got one in game 4 too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He still stinks.
Oh.
He still stinks.
Not
right?
arguing that.
He still
Yeah,
stinks. So what is the point of bringing him up then? What is the point of bringing him up then?
All right.
You're trying to discredit my point about Tim Hardaway.
No.
I think they're two different points.
Because bringing up that Tim Hardaway hit a clutch shot in the fourth quarter, that's cool. He still stinks.
He does.
What does that?
He still stinks.
He does. But I think your Tim Hardaway points are two different points where he stinks, but you can't deny his
discredit the play.
Yeah. Like when he does do his stuff, well, he stinks, so there's no impact. That's where it's like I can't get with that, but I do get the he stinks thing. I'm right there with you.
God, yeah.
And I'm glad. Like we talked, like Mike said.
That goes back to my point when I said, Mike, the points are the points, and you were so mad about that. But I'm like, yo, the points are the points.
Because you was doing this argument. Well, if he doesn't score these points, then they lose or they don't. I can literally do that with every player that plays in the game.
I didn't say that
any player.
I didn't say if they don't score these points, if he doesn't score these points, they lose. What I said was the points are the points. The impact is that's the impact, bro. That's what I'm saying. You can't say, oh, if he this is the same argument of me saying when AD scores his points in the first half or Raj saying they only count because it's the fourth quarter. The points are the points. And yes, they might matter depending on when it happens. But yo, bro, if he doesn't score those points, if you take away a player's points, like
so yes,
that's my favorite thing to do to Anthony is take away a player's points if I want to discredit somebody.
Again, I can do that with any player that's like any player. Pick it. I don't care which player you pick. I can do that with Paul Reed. Like any player. Like I can do that with any player. If I take his points away, it changes the game. So like that does not mean anything to me.
All right.
James, you should have been here when we were having our front runner conversation because I thought it was a good conversation because he was like, Cat's a front runner. I was like, yes.
I think Cat is a front runner too.
Cat is really good when the Knicks are ahead.
When there's no pressure, when he's ahead,
when there's no pressure,
Cat's out here doing a celebration, doing all of that.
I was like, but Malik Beasley has not really been playing well, whether the Pistons were winning or losing. So it's like, I don't know how he's a front runner. If anything, he's being consistent.
And that is why I was like, you know what? You're right.
Cat really only comes out of his kitty litter when the Knicks are winning. If they're up by a bit, that's when Cat starts getting a little confident.
That's why I was kind of confused. That's why I had brought it up. I even searched it. I was like, I don't feel like Beasley is a front runner. And I asked you last post, I was like, well, what do you mean by that? And you was like, he's a front runner. I was like, I get what you're saying, but what do you exactly mean by it? Because I feel like how you feel about him is not necessarily the right term and how you're using it. But then I was like, I looked at it, I was like, this can't be right. But nonetheless, bring on Boston.
Can't wait.
Bring on Boston.
Stop.
We need to find a way to make some of our other players more effective towards the game because Celtics have a very, very deep lineup, even in the playoffs, with them being able to go to Pritchard and all these other guys that shall remain nameless because they have all the same like archetype type of players, and I don't know what we're gonna do, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a dogfight, but I think they're just gonna outscore us because that's just what they done to us all year. But I'm here for it. Next tape.
I mean, it'll be fun while it lasts. I'll tell you that. It'll be fun while it
I want to
lasts.
be courteous and give you guys 2 games, but I don't know.
They played Orlando. They beat Orlando in 5. They had 3 different leading scorers in that series.
I can tell you, your team will not have 3 different leading scorers. It will have 1. And his name is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Marquise Brunson.
Because Cat, he got to show up for these games.
Bro, I thought game 3 was like the turning point. I was like, I hope this is a turning point for Cat with how he was playing and
James came in here poking his chest out for Cat.
I wasn't poking my chest out, but I was like, about time. I was like, about time, bro. Because like sometimes all it takes is like a game to give you a turning point. But it was like, yo, it didn't pan out. And hey, I may still be wrong. Hopefully it does pan out. We may still be wrong, but like, whew, we need Cat to be Cat or just to be effective. We need Cat to show up all 4 quarters.
You need Cat to be the second best player on your team.
Yeah.
Well, I said this in the last post game live. It's going to drive me crazy because, and again, you can call it a homer. You can say what you want. I think Cat is better than Porzingis, but I have no doubt in my mind that Porzingis is going to outplay Candace.
He's going to
Correct.
I have no doubt in my mind.
Hard work outworks talent every night of the week, and Cat is not going to go over screens. He's not going to communicate effectively. He's gonna have a big dog mentality in the first half, but as soon as he gets punched in the face, he's gonna disappear.
I don't know who he's gonna try to put that fake guy persona on in this series.
Maybe Cornette. He might try Cornette.
I don't think Cornette. Porzingis, because Porzingis ain't a tough guy.
He's not, but I don't think he's going to try it on. He might try it. He might try it. He might.
I don't think he's going to try it on him because Porzingis will play defense on him.
Yes, that's true.
Tobias, he had the advantage every fucking time Tobias Harris was on him. Every time.
Like, no disrespect to Detroit. Outside of Cade Cunningham, there is no one on the Detroit Pistons as good as Cat. There is no one
there's not. That's not disrespectful
on
at all.
that team as good as him outside of Cade. And because of the size difference, Cade can't guard him. So this Cat should have averaged.
They should be calling the double triple team on Cat every possession, and we should be having open 3 melee on the Pistons.
On the Pistons, we should have destroyed them.
Especially with Isaiah Stewart not playing, because that is Isaiah Stewart's. That is the matchup. That is the matchup because the only reason Tobias Harris is guarding him is because Isaiah Stewart didn't play.
Yep,
it's the only reason.
Once they lost Isaiah Stewart, I was like, yo, this is a sweep. This should be at least a gentleman's sweep. But then when he didn't take the initiative to be more aggressive, because they would have just fouled him, if anything, if he would have became aggressive, he would have just went to the line. But it was just like, bro, like, why are you not playing aggressive? I don't understand it.
By the way, talking about the pressure, did we see Cat almost airball that second free throw that would have tied the game?
Yes.
Like, he almost airballed.
It barely hit the bottom of the rim.
Like, we got lucky that Detroit just kind of fell over each other.
He did. In real time.
Airballed.
No. I hear you. In real time, it looked like he tried to miss it on purpose.
He did it on purpose.
Yeah. In real time, it looked like he tried
I thought that too.
But when I looked at it, I was like, no, he tried to make up for almost airballing it by going to get that rebound.
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, what am I giving him the benefit of the doubt for?
Like, he's soft. He's soft. That Boston crowd is going to eat him alive.
Anthony, if Karl Anthony Towns played anywhere like how Julius Randle played in this last playoff series, it would have been Knicks in 4.
I
would have
don't.
been Knicks in 4.
I got to see how Julius plays against OKC, but I'm really.
Julius did his thing against a team that couldn't play any fucking defense.
I'm sorry, I said OKC. I'm sorry, I meant Golden State. But like against Draymond, I want to see how Julius plays against Draymond. If Julius plays like he played against the Lakers, if he does that to Draymond, you're never going to hear me say the end of it. You're never going to hear me say the end of it.
Well, here's two things.
Never traded Julius.
Here's two things I'll say about that. Julius Randle did his thing. I will give him props for that. The other side of the coin on that is nobody fucking played defense.
Lakers don't have anybody over 6'7" on the team.
On their team. So yeah, that's good for Julius for finally having a fucking good playoff series, right? I don't think he's mentally tough. Like, not to say mentally tough because he is a tough guy. I don't think he's mentally able to deal with what Draymond is going to do.
It's going to be It's going to be at the word that we use in the chat. It's going to be cinema.
This will be cinema. This is not going to be no $5 Tuesday. This is cinema.
I think that series is interesting to me because I think
very interesting. I think Minnesota could win that series.
Yeah. I think that the Timberwolves have more bodies than the Warriors have because in reality they really just have Jimmy Butler. They got Podziemski to put up points, but defensive wise, he's a cone and he's a baby. But they really only have Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond. But on the other side. Yeah, but on the other side,
I'm sorry, James, because it's a 5-point game in LA, and James Harden just turned the ball over.
Don't worry, Jokic does the same thing.
Jokic!
I think we live in this real world, like this reality, in which Anthony Edwards really is doing this Randy Orton Legend Killer run,
which is weird to me because it's like he's eliminating notable players in the first round and stuff like that, but he's not doing anything other than that though.
And he's eliminating them when they're old. Like,
yeah.
Listen, collecting them. Randy Orton was punt kicking who? Pat Patterson. He put Mick Foley.
And Foley's the only credible person he has on the list.
And Foley couldn't walk.
He punt kicked Jerry the King Lawler at 50 something.
Legend killer.
Come on, man.
He's still doing it. And again, Jimmy's probably going to have that assignment. That is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm very.
That's going to be awesome.
You know who's my white horse for that series? Jaden McDaniels has to be the guy that goes crazy.
Sir, did you say white horse?
No, that's not the right word.
No, it's dark horse.
Dark horse. My apologies. I'm off to that. My bad. I said.
Mike saw my face.
I was gonna let it rock. And I saw me and Dylan just both look like white horse.
I'm sorry, what?
All right, it's cool.
Because I was thinking about Great White Buffalo. My bad.
What is going on here?
What did he say?
What the fuck is Great White Buffalo?
Hot Tub Time Machine.
What did he say?
Oh man.
That's it. Going forward, my Great White Buffalo for this series is gonna be Jaden.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
Dylan, I think we get like what?
Oh fuck.
Oh boy.
Jaden McDaniels has to be the guy that's gonna do something.
I firmly believe in my heart he's the reason they beat the Lakers. Like if he just plays to his averages, the Lakers win. But the Lakers for somehow just decided to just never guard him on threes, and he made them pay.
He's built confidence over the years, and ever since that one playoff series when it was against the Suns, when there was like when Anthony Edwards was like, they got Kevin Durant and we got Jaden McDaniels, and he kept on saying our best player is Jaden McDaniels, giving him that confidence, and then he got his teeth fixed, and he dating a baddie right now, so his confidence is out of this world, bro.
And he just beat the Lakers in LA. Yeah.
And he
they said
he does seem like he hit a growth spurt. He does seem like he's 6'10".
He does seem tall. Like he did the post game with something, and he was standing next to Russ, and I was looking at him, I was like, I don't remember him being that tall, but I was like, I must have just been bugging.
Yeah,
but
growth spurt.
Man.
But I mean, I think he's the difference maker in that series because everybody else is going to be occupied. I don't know who does the Warriors put on him? Did we put Gary Payton? He's too little, but he's strong. He's good defensively. I don't know.
He's going to probably be in there to get in his shit a little bit to probably make the shots harder, but
shooting over him.
Yeah, well, shooting over him is going to be harder than just shooting open. Because that's kind of what he was doing that entire Lakers series, is he was just shooting open shots.
This game 7 is going to be so much fun. This game 7 is going to be so good.
Now, I have a hypothetical because I always wonder what Mike's response is when it comes to this guy.
What if James Harden goes off in game 7?
Goes off, or if he has a good game that leads to the Clippers winning, does he get his flowers, Mike?
I'll give him his flowers for that game.
Yeah, for that game.
For that game, yeah. I would be highly surprised.
But the next series, he'll be able to come game 7 again.
Yes, because you got to do it more than once. Like James, like if he has a good game 7, that doesn't erase his 12-year career. Like, all right, cool. You had one good game 7. Now here we go again. I'm supposed to just be like, "Well, he's fixed now."
Do you say no? What I'm saying is, do you give credence in the next game 7? Do you say, let's see if he can do what he did last series, or do you say, all right, here's game 7, will James Harden choke? Is that what it'll be again?
No, it'll be the same thing. It'll be like, all right, he did it. Let's see if he can keep it going. I don't expect him to, but let's see if he can. Like I told you, I am not surprised by this game by him tonight at all. I expected this tonight from him. Like completely. Like there was nothing to me surprising about this. If he does this in game 7, yes, I will be surprised. I will be very surprised if he does this in game 7.
I mean, he just did it in a game that mattered, so.
It's smoke, Dylan. You're falling for it.
I'm not falling for anything. But you can't take away from what he did.
No, because I saw him with Philly do this in game 5 in a big game against Boston, where he went berserk. And then what happened? I
think the only time in that series against Boston he went berserk was that one game.
No, he also went berserk in game 2, the game that they won in Boston. He went berserk in that game too. Does this? He had like, I don't want to say 40 because I don't know if it was 40, but
I remember him not playing well most of that series.
Because
it was one-off games. It was like he had a good game, then he was bad. Then he had a good game, then he was bad. Then he had a good game, then he was bad.
Shout out to Austin, Texas. I would love to go back. Is South by Southwest in Austin? It is, right?
They got Buc-ee's.
You even know what South by Southwest is, Dylan? You know what it is.
It's a festival, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's Dallas.
What are you doing?
Dallas?
Because
you said it like you just was befuddled by it.
I'm befuddled.
But
stick around.
South by Southwest. I would love to go.
Same.
James Harden is We'll see. Well, I don't know what date Game 7. It's probably Sunday, right? They probably put that on.
Probably Saturday.
So that'll be the Saturday night game.
Possibly. Let's
Let's
see.
see. I would say let's see if it's they.
Saturday, 7:30. The only game.
It's the only game.
Tomorrow is
the
Rockets Warriors.
Yeah, the Knicks won, so it's the only game. Wow, 7:30. I thought they would put that on at 8.
And then Sunday would be Warriors Rockets if there was a Game 7, and then you get the start of the Pacers Cavs.
Cleveland
and then Monday starts Knicks Celtics.
Another reason why tonight was a big deal. Now the Knicks are off till Monday.
Yes.
Love it. Love that.
Ice the knees, boys. Ice the knees.
Put Jalen in bubble wrap and put him in
hyperbolic chamber.
And put him in a hyperbolic chamber, please. Because we all need all of it. I hope y'all are ready. Not Dylan, because Dylan doesn't care. He's going to enjoy it. But
put him in whatever chamber.
Blackheart and the rest of them, it's coming.
Whatever chamber Goku was in, we need to put.
Yeah. Because like I don't care for the Knicks, but I think you guys forget that I really fuck with Jalen Brunson. So like I love Jalen Brunson's game. So like I don't want to see a series where he plays bad. So like that's just me respecting him and his game. So
I don't necessarily think that that's possible for him to have a bad series.
It's possible.
It's possible. I don't think it's likely. I think those are two different things. But like, let's say Jalen Brunson averages 25 throughout the series, and you guys don't really win much because he's been so good since he's been here. That may now look like it's a disappointment. Because he's needed to score 30. But again, I'm not going to hold that against him. He's about to be going in against a fucking team, and the other guys need to show up. The question I want to present to you guys before we wrap anything up: when do we start? Because I was trying to do this last year. When do we start moving Jalen Brunson up the ladder as his Nick ladder? Like, when does he cross Carmelo Anthony if he hasn't already done it? Because I think he's already done it.
If he wins this series.
Because he's already won more playoff series than Carmelo Anthony has.
He still doesn't have the, I don't know how to explain the love, the mystique. Yeah, he doesn't have, not yet, that Melo. If he wins this series, the conversation will start to happen. Unless the Knicks get obliterated by Cleveland in the conference finals, then it won't matter. But if he wins this series, and then we got to see how it ends. We got to see the whole story.
Because I've seen him win too many playoff games. I've seen him win playoff series. Like, he's already, as a postseason performer, the best Knick in 25 years.
He's close, but Melo just has a connection with the city. Like I can't explain it to you, Dylan. I wish I could explain it better, but not yet.
Carmelo Anthony.
Just not yet. Melo is like, they're gonna, all of that you said, the Knicks are gonna retire Melo's number. Like,
it's the same again. Melo's gonna get his number retired. Durant's gonna get his number retired, and they both have the same amount of success.
It's a little different.
It's different because the Knicks don't retire numbers.
Neither do the Nets. You guys have more numbers retired than we do.
The Knicks are older than the Nets, and the Nets don't really.
How much older?
Players.
How much older?
Players. The Knicks are the original franchise.
Yeah, but they're not that much older than the Nets.
Knicks are. I bet you the Knicks are at least 15 to 20 years older than the Nets. The Nets were an ABA team. That was what, the late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
The Knicks were made in the 50s. Yeah. And the Nets don't really have the players to get retirement.
Oh,
that's
wow.
why.
Never mind. It's about 15 years. Yeah.
That's why.
15 years.
Like, if Kevin Durant did what Kevin Durant did for the Knicks, his jersey wouldn't be retired.
The difference is the way you guys feel about Melo, Nets fans feel about Durant.
That was a very short stint, though.
I mean, if that's true, that's
It is true.
kind
It's
of
because
crazy, but
it's
That
because
is wow. How
Durant.
many seasons did he play? 4?
3
Wow, not even.
because he didn't play one season, so
Correct.
3.
It's because he picked Brooklyn. Out of everywhere that he could have gone, he picked Brooklyn. And the fact that until he was gone, huh?
I'm just playing.
I was about to say, Kevin Durant picked Brooklyn.
I said Kyrie picked Brooklyn.
Yeah, that was the offseason where you guys were
just
supposed to
playing.
get Zion, Kyrie, and KD.
It was supposed to be the greatest summer ever.
And
then Kyrie
he picked the
ruined
other
it.
team.
Well, actually, Kyrie didn't ruin it. The Knicks fucking ruined it because they didn't even want to take an interview with him. Whatever.
Want to change anything?
That's why it's like net fans feel the same way about KD that you guys feel about Melo. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. It's going to be Melo. Even though he doesn't have the same type of success or anything like that, it's going to be Melo.
Well, there are Knicks that are more loved than Melo, though.
No, but I'm saying as far as after Melo.
Nah.
Doesn't matter. Like, again, Jalen Brunson literally has more postseason success than any Knick in 25 years, including Carmelo Anthony, and it's still Melo.
Yeah, I mean, it's the culture behind Melo when he was there is like you got Knicks tape, you got the 3 to the head. It's a lot that came with the Melo era, the Melo time period.
And like Kevin Durant, he picked us.
He did
when the Knicks were not good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we had Stoudemire.
So that's why I respect it.
The year before that, but it's like, yeah, he definitely brought culture to the Knicks when he got there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I respect it.
And we had some really good seasons. We had the best record in the league. He had scoring champion. We had our battles against the Heat during the regular season. We
still think the refs took that series from us.
It's a lot going on.
In hindsight, like
didn't Amari Stoudemire punch a fire extinguisher?
Yes.
There.
That was the nail in the coffin. But that Miami got a lot of superstar calls in that.
We also did fall apart though. We lost Iman Shumpert.
One of them, and then the team exploded.
Yeah, we lost B Diddy. We lost.
The team exploded.
Yeah,
Shump got hurt. Baron Davis' knee exploded on a fast break.
Yeah.
Stoudemire punched a fire hydrant.
Yeah, we're just falling apart. Yeah,
exploding. Much like the Knicks last year, actually, but just in different way. Like. Last year's team just exploded from wear and tear. I don't know what the fuck.
That team, oh my God. It was just like, if it wasn't one thing, it was another, and they didn't have nothing. They were nothing. Nothing was the same. Nothing was the same. They didn't have anything to do with one another. It was just like, what is going on here, man?
That just was crazy. I still can't believe I saw Baron Davis's knee explode on a fast break.
That was the same game.
Iman
and then Baron Davis was the same game. Imagine Iman tearing his ACL, right? And then they bring in Baron Davis, and he
gives us a spark. He's giving us a spark. He's bringing us back in the game, and then his knee explodes on a fast break layup. Like they had to take him out on a wheelchair, on a stretcher.
Yeah,
they had to take him out on a stretcher with his leg wrapped up, like. And that's when we knew it was over. It was over at that.
But yeah, I mean, in comparison to it was just a different time. Like the Knicks had a lot of Christmas games. That's when we had the Nueva York jerseys. When we had the green jerseys. When we had the orange jerseys.
I hated those green jerseys.
Yeah, I mean,
I love those green jerseys.
It's just a different time in which like why it will be remembered like that. So I think also like I think that the way that this Knicks team lost in the playoffs versus the way the Melo teams lost in the playoffs, other than the Heat loss, that was like a little bit of an embarrassment. But like even the losses that we have with Brunson, I think that way that they ended were all embarrassments. We didn't like die on our shit. Like the playoff series where we lost to the Pacers, we died on our shit. We lost probably 2 or 3 possessions in that series, and it was the same in prior
except
years.
for Game 7.
I mean, game 7, everybody like died, and then
and
while
the
you guys were
Pacers
dying, the
literally
Pacers...
didn't miss a
I'm
shot.
talking about the Melo Pacers, not Melo
Oh,
series.
okay.
Yeah. We basically lost by like 2 or 3 possessions that series. And then
I still think the Knicks were better than that team. They just lost.
Yeah.
They just lost.
Yeah.
And I still think the Knicks wanted to play that Heat team so bad.
Yeah,
that
series, that year
the Knicks had a chance.
I think the Knicks might have beat the Heat that year, because I think that year, that season, I think the Knicks beat the Heat every single game.
Yeah, we swept them.
And obviously the playoffs is different from the regular season, but that's what they were able to walk into that series with. They was able to walk into the series we can beat this team 4 times.
Yeah, we can beat these dudes.
You know, so like that's what I mean though. I think the difference in how we lost in the playoffs is why we still hold Melo to that regard versus how we lose in the playoffs with Brunson. Now, granted, the last year we got heavily injured, and you can't do anything about that. But I think like how we lost to the Atlanta Hawks, that was bad.
That was
pre-Brunson.
That was Randall. Yeah,
that was pre-Brunson. That was the year before. No, that was 2 years before. Because you guys lost to the Hawks, missed the playoffs the next year, then signed Brunson.
Mm-hmm. Then we beat Cleveland and lost in the second round to Miami. And then traded Julius, and then we didn't trade Julius. Then the next year was we lost to the Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I think it depends on how this series with Boston goes.
Yeah, it does.
Because let me tell you, if the Knicks ever figure out a way to get 4 games from these dudes, and Jalen does this to this Boston team,
he'll be immortal.
He will then Anthony actually. Then Jalen Brunson will be in the Aaron Judge. He might have overtaken Aaron Judge at that.
I think it'll be very close. I think
that's how rapid
conference
fans would be. But I'm saying beating this Boston team,
we'll take
doing this stuff. He becomes the guy because he almost had New York last year.
I think it's really like such a testament to Aaron Judge as a player to be like, in order for anybody to come close, Jalen Brunson has to beat the defending champions and arguably best team in basketball to get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
To get to then we can have the discussion.
To just get there.
Have the discussion if he's on Aaron Judge's
testament to how amazing Aaron Judge is.
And let me tell you, I love that the Knicks are. I hate that the Knicks are doing this right now because what Aaron Judge is doing right now is and no one's talking about it. Like the NBA playoffs are dominating New York. Aaron Judge is doing some Barry Bonds stuff right now.
It's fatigue.
There's a couple things
that
I heard today.
James, but this is what he's doing this year is different.
He's nasty.
It's such a failure for Major League Baseball to have a player like Aaron Judge, and baseball fans aren't talking about Aaron Judge the way
because
basketball fans talk about LeBron James.
But what kills me is if this was Ohtani doing what Aaron Judge is doing, we'd hear about it every night.
It's because of the Yankees.
Yeah, it is because people hate the Yankees.
People hate the Yankees, but then
they hate the Yankees.
If you take away the steroid era of baseball, right, there is not a single person outside of Babe Ruth where they were throwing 75-mile-an-hour meatballs down the middle of the plate who comes remotely close, like in the same stratosphere as what Aaron Judge is doing. For him to be number one in almost every offensive, number one or number two in every offensive category outside of stolen bases is unreal. Unreal. He's literally hitting like the greatest right-hand hitter of all time. And right now, if you just take his career to this point, he arguably is the greatest right-handed hitter of all time. Mike, the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. The thing for me, again, I think you and I have talked about this off the show. If Aaron Judge were to ever win the Triple Crown, nobody can say shit to me about anything. Like, you can't. I will sit here confidently say he's the greatest right-handed hitter of all time, and you can't say nothing to me. Nothing to me. Because for him to hit for power the way he hits for power, and then to hit for average on as well, don't ever talk to me. I don't want to hear nothing about your Otanis. I don't want to hear shit. He'll never pitch again. Fuck you.
I mean, Mickey Mantle is that was a guy.
And you know what he'd be doing? Tip the cap. Tip the cap. It would take a lot for anybody. Like, where's Juan Soto on that list right now?
I mean, he's having an okay season.
He's not having a Juan Soto season.
Yeah, he's having a good season.
For anybody not named Juan Soto. That's the problem. Now that we're this far in before we go, Juan Soto on that New York athletes list is not nowhere in the top 5 right now. And Anthony hates it. He got paid the most. He's the number one. No. Juan Soto's not bigger than Jalen Brunson or Aaron Judge. Shut up. It's Judge 1, Brunson 2, anybody else 3. By a mile.
And he's not above Lindor yet.
It's not. Number 1 and 2 are so far away from everybody else, it doesn't matter.
I don't know if he's above Pete Alonso, to be honest with you. Met fans love Pete Alonso.
Met fans can be real mad when Pete Alonso makes a fucking $1 billion on another team next year.
Yeah.
Especially because they can't get Vladdy to replace him like they thought they were going to.
Especially if it's the Yankees. Especially if it's the Yankees. I don't think it'll be the Yankees. Vlad, yeah, you're right. Vladdy just got $1 billion, so that my pipe dream of him coming to the Yankees is gone.
Done. Cooked.
And you know what? I'm not mad at him. Because ain't no way in hell I'd have turned that contract down. I stay in Toronto forever.
Nope.
I stay in Toronto forever. Because that contract is crazy. Crazy. I wouldn't have given him that contract at all.
He got himself a very good first baseman contract to not be a very good first baseman.
If the Yankees would have given him that contract, Roz's head would have exploded.
If we offer Pete Alonso anything around there, my head would explode.
You can't offer Pete more than 3 years at this point.
I'm also not a big fan of Pete Alonso.
He's a good glove though. He's a good glove.
So is Goldie.
Goldie's a good glove.
Who's also having a phenomenal year batting.
I was going to say Goldie can't hit anymore, but actually
he can't hit for power anymore. But average, get on base.
I don't want to jinx it, but just keep doing what you're doing, sir.
And Trent Grisham, keep doing what you're doing, because I love the weekly Trent Grisham Juan Soto stat comparison. It's utterly ridiculous and absolutely hilarious that Trent Grisham is having a better season than Juan Soto right now.
It's not going to last.
I hope it does. Will I shit on him the second it happens? Yes, I've earned the right. But with him being as good as he is right now, I knock on wood. I pray it's great. I hope it continues. I would love to send fucking 5 below Reggie Jackson to the fucking shadow realm. But if he keeps playing like this, he got to stay. He can stay. For now.
All right. Well, before we go, do you want to make any predictions for Game 7? Because I'm going to be busy Saturday, so there'll be no post-game live 7 on Saturday.
Going with the Clippers.
LA, baby.
Kawhi should have a good game.
I don't care about Kawhi. What we betting on James Harden since you love him so much?
Me?
James.
My Mike, I don't have a bet on anything. I just want you to hold the same candle to it if he has a good game. I don't care who wins or lose at all in that
Do
battle.
you
Actually,
think he's gonna have a good game?
like, I do not care, bro. Honestly, I don't care.
Just care if I'm wrong. That's all.
No,
Correct.
I just that might
that's
be
me.
jealous energy. I just want to see if you will give him his credence. That's all I want to know. If he stinks, he stinks in the game 7. That cares nothing to me. But I want to know, will you give him his props because my thing is I'm the moral police. That's what I am. And morally, Mike, you be on some bullshit. That's what it be on that.
When is James Harden again? Just tell me when I'm just win.
If we're talking consistently, he has not been good in game 7s. Yes. What I'm saying is, if he's good, will you give him his props? That's all I said.
And again, I said,
you said
yes.
And I didn't say anything about it. And you want to?
No, you followed it up with. Well, will you keep it going for the next round?
No. I said, and then if he has another game, and then when game 7 comes up the next round, will you say, will he be able to do what he did last series, or will you say, all right, here's game 7. We know how Harden gets in game 7.
Let's see how it goes, because we know how he is. Just because he did this 2 weeks ago, history tells us it ain't gonna happen again.
Hey.
I actually think the Clippers may actually win game 7 also, but it won't be because of James Harden. I think it'll be because of Kawhi.
And then you'll put some respect on his name, right?
I would actually, because that'll be very impressive. But I don't think of Kawhi the way I think of James Harden, though.
But you hate him.
I just don't think he's like.
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
It's hard.
But he has proven to be that guy, like, repeatedly.
I think he's overrated in the sense that we treat him like he's on. I don't even think he's on the same kind of standing as Steph or KD. Like, wow. He hasn't done
crazy because
they've done it more than him multiple times. Like, he's done it one time. Like,
did KD really do it multiple times though, Mike? It's a different situation. But continue.
Like, we can't sit here and disrespect what Kawhi has done. And we can't act like Kawhi's career at this point also isn't a what if. Because even with all the success that he has, where he's like a no doubt Hall of Famer, we can sit here and say, if you just look at his accolades, he's probably a top like 10 small forward ever, maybe top 5. And that's with him missing significant time.
I'd have to think about it. I don't argue with you right now, but
think about it.
I have to think about it. Top 5 small forward.
Bron, Bird, Durant, Pippen.
Because then we're going to get into this murky argument of, well, who's considered a small forward, who's not. Like,
we know who the small forwards are.
Just off the accolades alone,
we ain't gonna throw Grant Hill in there. He might be at the top 10 of what ifs, but he ain't gonna be before Kawhi.
Kawhi, you could make an argument Kawhi's top 5, and there's like a 6-year stretch where he really didn't play.
Is all right? How about this? Is Kawhi better than Vince Carter, Mike?
Yes.
Is Kawhi better than T-Mac?
Yes.
Then that answers your question. That answers it.
Because he's better than 2 people?
Better than James Worthy? Yes.
No. See, no, I'm not going to give you James Worthy. I'm not going to give you James Worthy. James Worthy got 4 chips. He was a Finals MVP. Okay. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay. Okay. Hey. All right. All right. Cool. I mean, who was on Kawhi's team when he won his first title?
Old Tim Duncan.
And Tony Parker.
Old Tony Parker.
And Manu Ginobili.
Old Manu
Old Manu
Ginobili.
Ginobili.
All three of them are in the Hall of Fame, though, right?
They were all.
They were in the
at
Hall
that
of
time.
Fame for their careers before that.
They were gonna get there.
He won a title with the washed version of those guys. Did he not? We're
He
gonna
wasn't.
sit here act like fucking 2011 fucking Tim Duncan was like this elite player.
When they won that title in 13, 14?
Mm-hmm.
Tony Parker was the best player on that team.
And that's sad.
The point is, it wasn't Kawhi. Tony Parker was the best player on that team.
Kawhi was a very prominent.
Was he the best player on the team?
No.
That's all I'm saying. He wasn't the best
But
player
when I
on
started
the
to
team.
mention him being a prominent, you try to cut it off.
Because
like,
you're trying to context it and try to spin it. And
Mike,
he
when
wasn't
James
the
Worthy
best
won Finals
player.
MVP, was he the best player on his team?
No.
There we go. Thank you.
No.
And then Kawhi did it as the best player on his team.
He did.
James Worthy does not have that.
James never got that chance.
Sucks
But-
to suck.
No, but again, the difference is
That
Kawhi's injuries. That changes it because James played longer and had a better career. Like, I can't help the fact that Kawhi got hurt and doesn't play. Like, unfortunately, that has an effect. Like, we have to take that into account. Like,
so
I'm
James
not gonna
Worthy
just-
never got that chance, but played longer and had a healthier career, but he never got the chance to be the best player on the team.
because he never left the Lakers.
Sucks to suck.
He
Like-
wasn't, bro.
Like, he never left the Lakers. He never left
So,
that team.
bro, hold on a second.
It was a different league then. Like, guys didn't switch teams like that.
He was a good role player.
Okay.
Tony Parker has a Finals MVP, and he wasn't the best player on that team. Right?
The year that he won it, he won it.
Ah,
But
he played on a team with like best in the world Tim Duncan.
That's
He won-
why he wasn't the best player on the team the year he won the Finals MVP. But the year that Kawhi won it, Tony Parker was the best player on the team. Like, y'all are just moving it around. Like Tony Parker wasn't the best player
Listen,
on the team
I'm matching
that
the
won a
energy you're giving
championship.
me.
Like,
You're
what are
matching.
we doing?
I'm giving you exactly what you're giving me, and
Like-
you're fighting back.
Like, what are we doing?
What
Put some
we're
respect
also
on Kawhi
we're
Leonard's
just
name.
trying we're just trying to find out what weighs more. Whose MVP weighs more if it's the same situation? Why does Worthy's MVP weigh more if it's the same situation?
Yes, it doesn't.
But then Kawhi in Toronto, well, James was well, fuck him. That's his own fault.
Yeah.
No, because you're trying to hold it against James Worthy that he didn't win one on his own team when the league wasn't like that. He didn't.
I can only
there's no
give
chance
credit
for that.
where
But
like
you
it's
can't
there.
hold it against him. I'm not holding it like giving Kawhi like praise
But
because
I'm
of
putting
that.
on-
That's
I'm
just
putting on
different.
evil
It's
playing
just
fields.
different.
You said
It's just-
Kawhi Leonard wasn't the best player when he won that first Finals MVP. James Worthy wasn't the best player on his Finals MVP.
And again,
So they're on the same boat. But then Kawhi also then has another Finals MVP. So then it's like, okay, cool. Kawhi also has a Defensive Player of the Year, correct?
yes.
There we go. That puts him in a different stratosphere on that too. So it's like, okay, he jumps the James.
Y'all can. I disagree. I just disagree.
Top 5 small forward of all time. Arguably, well, he can't be top 3. We'd have to see the rest of his career to put him in there because top 3 is a very difficult thing to crack. Top 4, difficult to crack.
I don't think he goes past 5. His career. He doesn't.
He would have
a-
had to have played his
Yeah.
complete career for us to be talking any differently.
I don't think he surpasses 5. 5
He
is.
can't get
probably
past
like
Scotty.
Yeah, He doesn't pass KD. I think he plateaus.
He doesn't get past KD.
He doesn't get past KD or Scotty because then he'd have to talk to Bird.
Like, does he get past Dr. J? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a conversation that has to be had. It's a conversation that has to be had.
It won't be had today.
No, but yeah, we get your point. Kawhi, arguably top 5 small forward of all time. Put some respect on his name.
If you ask Anthony on that topic,
Yes, he's better than Dr. J.
Dr. J doesn't belong in the league.
Hates Dr. J for some weird reason.
Nonsense.
Knicks tape. Fuck you, Boston. See you on Monday.
Bing bang, bing bang, bing bang, bing bang, bing bang, bing.
We haven't heard that in a while.
Bing bang.
I don't think that guy's allowed in Dykeman.
Bang.
I've heard some rumors where that guy's not allowed in Dykeman.
Uh,
I heard he tried to trademark that. So that guy hasn't been around anytime soon.
Yeah.
well,
Shout out to
we're
me
outta
for creating
here.
that audio.
We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
Yeah, we'll see y'all when we see ya.
We are the New York Knicks. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New